There we go. UFC 325 in the books. And guess what? Alexander the Great Volkanovski retains his title. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. He does it again. A perfect performance. Somehow, the great one, Alexander Volkanovski, the greatest featherweight competitor in mixed martial arts history. Yes, I said it. Yes, he's been beaten. Yes, there's men who have longer reigns. But this guy, this is the guy. He's the only one. He stands above the rest. How do you do something like this? How do you even do it? I couldn't freaking tell you. I could not even explain how he did this. 25 minutes twice. 50 total minutes against one of the most dangerous finishers at featherweight that we have ever seen. This guy at 37 years old just defeated Diego Lopez, 31 years old, hungry, ready for the belt. He wants it so badly. My heart breaks for him. But Volk got it done. He got it done again. This was not the first. Will it be the last? I sure hope so against Diego. But my gosh. My gosh. Just appreciate the greatness. Just appreciate what we have just seen. Please, take the time out of your day to see how this fight ended. He didn't sit on him. I thought he was going to sit on him, ride out the rest of the round. He broke off, started teeing off, tried to finish the fight down the stretch. How can you fault a man for doing such a thing? Insane, absolutely crazy. Still waiting for a couple people to pop in the chat here, see if we get any comments, concerns about the whole affair. Of course, was marred by a little bit of controversy. The judges' scorecards there, a little bit questionable. But you know what? At the end of the day, I don't care so much because this guy deserves the win in his hometown. Sometimes the sport does not work in favor of those who are doing right by us, the fans. The fighters, they don't get what they deserve. And this time, Volk, he deserved a win. I don't care what anybody says. He got the win. 3 rounds. He did it. Do I know which rounds exactly? No, not off the top of my head. Need to rewatch it. Speaking of rewatching, was it a thriller? Was it a back and forth war with a lot of strikes thrown? No, it wasn't. It was methodical. It was technical. It was high speed, high stakes. Every single punch that Diego Lopez tried to throw, could have landed, would have put Volk out. He barely clips him on the chin. You saw that in rounds number 2, 3, whichever one it was. Drops him for just a split second. Every single strike that Diego was throwing had vicious, vicious power behind it. This guy's got power. Volk's chin, it's gone. He's 37. How did he survive? I don't know. I don't know. You guys let me know in the chat. Did you enjoy the fight? Do we agree with the judges' scorecards? How was the rest of the card? Let me know, please. I can talk for hours about this. Absolutely over the moon with Volk right now. But don't leave me alone. Please, please prove to me that I'm not the only one that thinks this. That I'm not crazy for thinking that, yes, was it a little slow in times. Was it methodical? Was it technical? Was it a chess match? Was it a back and forth battle? No, it wasn't. But it was a good fight. It was tense throughout. You knew that every single strike that I said, like I said a moment ago, Diego could throw, could land, could have been devastating. Volk had to be perfect for 25 minutes, had to be perfect. And that's where the intrigue comes in. Was it the main event like last week? No, it wasn't. Highly advanced footwork here from Volk. Speed, everything about it. He risked it in moments. He definitely risked it in moments. It was terrifying to watch if you're a fan of Volk, if you were looking forward to him getting a win in his hometown. Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. We're talking clenching the cheeks every time that Diego Lopez was throwing a strike. Every single time. I couldn't stand it. I couldn't stand sitting there. I'm watching through my eyes. And I couldn't even fathom it. Case What's up? How are you? Did you watch the fights? Did you enjoy them? How was the main event? Did you enjoy the main event? Who are you rooting for? How'd your picks go? Let me know. Everything. Lay it on the table for me. Would love to hear it. Would love to chat about it. Totally down to chat anything UFC 325. What a card. Pretty solid. I'm doing good. It's not as late as it usually is, so I'm even better than I feel like I need to be. Oh boy. Should we pull up? I think I'll try to pull up the post show just to see if I hear anything outrageous, anything atrocious over on the UFC side of things. But yeah, Case, hope you're well. Hope you're well. And I hope you enjoyed the fights. Hope you got to catch some of the fights. If not, tragic, devastating. It's fight night, Saturday night. Rivals Pro. What's up, my friend? Hope you're well. Hope you're doing all right. It's 17:38. 10 new, 6, 7. Are we just throwing out all the meme numbers? You forgot about 21, 9 plus 10. You forgot about 9 plus 10. All right, again, like I said, we're just rolling into this thing. Got some comments, got some chats, got some people in here, don't we? Maybe we do, maybe we don't. Anyway, I see MMA Gurus complaining, says that was a dog shit fight in the main event. It wasn't the best thing ever. I gotta go. Bye, Case. Thanks for dropping in. Appreciate the chat. Don't forget, like, share, comment, subscribe. Do that thing. Would appreciate it greatly. If not, that's your own business. That's okay. You're missing out on great content. I'm looking in the wrong place because my camera's not working, so we're using the old webcam. Yep, that's right. Highly professional, highly sophisticated. I'm like, hey, what's up? Hello. Sit your pretty ass as you come in the door. Shout out to the great, the one, the only, the great. Not just Alex the Great, but Fetty Wap. Yes, Fetty Wap. Throwback to the old school days. It's been like 15 years since then, Loki, hasn't it? 14? No? Maybe 10. Maybe it's only been 10. Maybe I'm not that old yet. Hopefully I'm not that old yet. That's all right. Okay. Rolling along. Like I said, I'm busy talking. I'm lying to you as we speak. I want the UFC 325 post-fight press conference. That's what I'm looking for. Post-fight press conference. Can't watch the UFC feed. They'll catch me. They'll get me in trouble. But we can either watch MMA Crazy or... Nope, I don't want Luke Thomas. No siree. Benoit Saint-Denis has taken the stand. I'll keep an ear on it. If he says anything interesting, we'll back it up. Rivals, you look like you're in your mid-20s. Pretty close. Pretty close. I am who I am. Alrighty. Let's get the card pulled up. Let's get settled in. Let's get locked in. I mean, look, it is earlier than it's ever been for a pay-per-view in the evening. How can you complain about this? The extra hour, excuse me. Listen, it's still late, but it's not as late. So it's going to take me a few minutes. I'm going to fumble through my words here. If anybody's been here before, you know this. Not a shocker. All right. I don't want my default browser. Get out of here. Okay, Volkanovski versus Lopez. Guess how old you are, Rivals. Marvel Rivals. I mean, that's what I jumped to first, so I tend to lean younger. Let's go. Let's round it out. Anywhere between 17, 22, somewhere in that range. I don't know. Could be older. Could be an old guy. Could be 70 years old out there. I don't know. But yeah, let's run it down real quick. Drop the details. Drop the spoilers for anybody out there that's listening. Volkanovski, decision victory. Again, judges' scorecards, not great. 10 years old. Rivals, what are you doing scrolling on YouTube? What are you doing? It says you're watching on vertical, or at least allegedly. I don't know if this is working. What are you doing here? What are you doing here? Now, I'm okay with it as long as you promise. I don't really care. Also, there's no way you know Fetty Wap at 10 years old. That's just a fucking lie. Roblox Rivals. But if there's 10-year-olds out there, maybe there is. Maybe there's somebody. Maybe there's millions of people watching this. If you're out there, please check out MMA. Check out UFC. Please. Like my channel. Nope. Liked my channel. I hope you did. All right. Get back to it. Benoit Saint-Denis. TKO on the ground. Dan Hooker beating the hell out of him. Dan Hooker. Quick turnaround. Tried his best. He's got heart. Never gives up. Just was not his night. Benoit Saint-Denis. Very slow. Very slow in the early goings of this fight. Ultimately gets things rolling downhill. Absolute marauder. It's the only way to describe this guy. Benoit Saint-Denis, an absolute marauder, an absolute madman, really. I mean, he does not care what happens to him. Has complete disregard for his own safety and health. And if there's anybody that could match that, it's absolutely Dan Hooker, right? We know this. Dan Hooker, crazy motherfucker, absolutely insane. Loves the wars, loves to be in it like that. Glad to hear you love MMA. Well, that's what we're here for, talking MMA, doing the thing. Which one is better, football or wrestling? I like wrestling better. High pace, action potential. Matches, one after another, quick. I like that. Continuing on, Mauricio Rufy. I mean, this one, same kind of thing. Did not start off too hot for Mauricio Rufy, not at all. Rafael Fiziev chopping down the legs of Rufy, lumberjack style. I mean, he had the beard, he's got the hair. I mean, he was just chopping at those legs of Mauricio Rufy. It was looking bad. Busted up the left shin, left leg. I mean, it was just battered. Absolutely. Turning purple, blue, green. Rufy stayed calm, stayed composed, got his reads, using the feints, being very crafty. And guess what? Used his range to his advantage. When he needed to throw the jab, he did. Should have been throwing him more. He was there all night, landing perfectly. Every time this guy threw, he's landing. One of the most efficient strikers that I've ever seen. I mean, every damn thing that he throws nearly lands. If it misses, it's nearly, barely missing, if you understand what I'm saying. But cracks Fiziev over the top, kind of loads it up. Bit of a shoulder. I mean, it was like a weird shoulder feint. Loads it up, cocks it like a gun. I mean, just bang right over the top. Sent Fiziev flying across the canvas. Didn't knock him out. Had to follow up with some shots, but those follow-up shots were mean and nasty. Same kind of thing, just methodical, waiting for his shots and just popping them perfect. Right? Even on the ground, even when things are getting chaotic and crazy, Rufy just hanging tough in there, composed, pressure, didn't get to him. He just, no matter what, even if he was getting his chin spun around, even if he was getting his leg kicked off his body, stayed composed, stayed tight. Ready to go, wound up, flowing. I mean, the flow state on these fighting nerds is crazy. That's really what we have to look at. Are they the best fighters ever? No. Are they the most technical fighters ever? No. They're pretty damn powerful. I will say they have a lot of power in their hands, most of those guys. But the thing really is, it's the flow state. Something about the flow state on these guys is crazy. The rhythms they get into, where they're just, it's like they're running downhill and their opponent just can't go anywhere. Just running downhill, straight towards their opponent. The combinations, body shots. I mean, it's just like something about the flow, something about the combination, something that they're doing with the fighting nerds. Now, I know he left. Whatever's going on there, not really sure the inside information. But he's still got that background. Whatever it is, they're teaching violence, okay? Going for the kill at the right time. These guys are fucking finishers. Can they be beat? Absolutely. We saw him get beat up by Benoit Saint-Denis not too long ago. But these guys, all of them, Carlos Prates, Gene Silva, Mauricio Rufy, Caio Bahayo. But good grief, come on. These guys, they know how to finish fights. They know when the end is in sight, they can get after it. I see we've got a couple people over on Rumble. Drop some chats in here, guys. Choose. If I could talk, I would understand why you may or may not drop a chat. But listen, help me out. Give me something to talk about. Let's do it. I got Rumble pulled up over on the other screen. It's still running. Rumble's alive, right? It's a thing. Or is it just bots? We just got bots in here. I know from Kick there's lots of bots. So, anyway. Taliesin Teixeira, Tai Tuivasa. What a slop fest. Heavyweight MMA. What can you say? What can you say? I was rooting for Tai. Wanted him to get a win in the home country, but unfortunately Taliesin Teixeira got some of that wrestling going. Didn't do a lot of damage. Hard to say that even though Tai Tuivasa got the loss here, Taliesin Teixeira picking up a big win over a ranked guy. It's hard for me to really say that Taliesin Teixeira came out the other side of this one as the better fighter. You have 10 minutes of control, basically in full mount, and you can't get any real damage off. This guy stinks. This guy stinks. Absolutely stinks. Favorite wrestler. Is that what you're trying to say? Did we misspell it? Can you get the letters out? Can you get the words out? I know I'm not speaking as well as I would like to be, as proficiently as I'd like to be, as clear and clean as I'd like to be, but there we go, wrestler. Who's my favorite wrestler? We talking WWE or we talking like amateur wrestling scene? I don't watch a lot of wrestling. Caden Henschel's pretty cool. Partial to that guy. I like that guy. Interesting kind of character in the world of wrestling. Who's the big heavyweight guy that beat Gable? What is he, Oklahoma State? Big guy. Wyatt Henderson, something like that. I like him. He's pretty cool. Alrighty. Moving along. Continuing on. Another finish. Quinlan Salkeld shows up in Australia, takes out the other Australian man, Jamie Malarkey. Pretty much dispatches of him with relative ease. Okay, basically pretty easy here. Quinlan Salkeld submission round. Was it in round number 1? Was it that early? Why do I feel like this went to a round 2? I know it didn't. Anyway, maybe that was the previous fight. Maybe I'm mixing stuff up. I mean, just so impressive that I forget exactly what happened. I'm so impressed by the spectacle of it. Rivals is leaving. Goodbye. Have a good night, sir. Have a good night. Enjoy your Fetty Wap as you fall asleep. No, but Quinlan Salkeld, dude. What did he hit him with? Lat drop in that one? Just put Jamie Malarkey, dumped him right on his fucking head. I mean, come on. This guy's next level. Getting knockouts over Nazareth Hack Press, not easy to do. Jamie Malarkey, not easy to beat, not easy to defeat. Some of the two guys that are sitting right outside the rankings, right outside the top 20. Dispatching of these guys like they're nothing, like they're just a sack of fucking potatoes. Just chuck it over the shoulder, lift it off, throw it down on the floor, mash him up, put him in a stew. I mean, what more do you need from this guy? I mean, we're ready for the rankings. We're ready for a Bahamunda, somebody right outside the rankings. Give me a young killer. Quinlan Salkeld, dangerous on the ground. Do we not see how many submissions this guy has on his record? He's got 11 wins and 1 loss, but look at this. 4 submissions. 4 knockouts. 3 decisions. So he's not just a finisher, but he can also get to a decision. He can also outpoint you. Moving on. Billy Elicana. Nearly had his head spun off his head. Whoa. Back it up. Nearly had his head spun. Nearly had his head spun off his body. As you can see, I'm way too excited for Volkanovski. I can't even get the proper words out here. Way too excited. My light just went out. Why did that happen? What are we doing? Low battery. We got to plug this thing in. Look at this highly professional, highly produced show here. Oh, yeah, there we go. There we go. Billy Elicana almost got his head knocked clean off the block. But Junior Tava just fucking sucks on the ground. My fucking dog could have locked up that choke. No disrespect. No, I'm just kidding. I mean that as disrespectfully as possible. Junior Tafa left his neck out there for Billy Elicana to just snatch up. You're cracking the guy on the chin on the feet. Get back up. Hit him again. But no, they can't do that. These Tafa brothers, I don't know how they got into the UFC. I don't know what they're doing, who they're paying off. They need that Samoan representation. Find somebody else. I'm sure there's other guys out there. But speaking of guys from down under, Cameron Ralston. I mean, what a fight. Cody Brundage, he had his moments. Somehow, some way, had his moments. Cameron Ralston just clean, stiff shots, straight down the pipe. Cleaned him up. Round 2. I was surprised it even went to the second round. After the first round, after the first 2 minutes, Cody's getting his head spun around, getting dropped, getting hurt. Cam stays strong, stays composed. Word of the night, composure. Volkanovski composed the entire time. Cameron Rouston does the same thing, set the groundwork, stayed composed. Cody Brundage, now 11, 8-1 in his career. What the hell? Cameron Rouston, a prospect to watch out for. Yeah, the career paths after the Torres-Finney-Cam Rouston fight. Cameron Rouston on the up and up. Torres-Finney, not so much. I mean, that was just an embarrassing performance. And this really proves to me, again, I can be honest with these guys. Jacob Malkoun, go back to the regional scene. Go make some money. This is not the place for you. Torres-Finney had one of the worst performances I've ever seen in the UFC octagon. Jacob Malkoun somehow was knocking this guy's block all the way across the octagon, back and forth, out-wrestling this guy. And you still couldn't get a fucking finish. This guy's laying an absolute egg and you still couldn't get a fucking finish. Don't anybody dare tell me that Jacob Malkoun is some sort of serious contender at 185. Give me a break. Who is this guy? Who is this guy? How do you not get a finish over a guy putting on that bad of a performance? And he's injured. He's blown out his knee, and you still can't get a finish? Was it better than I expected the fight to be? Sure. I can concede. But let's be fucking real. You lay an egg like that and your opponent can't finish you? You both fucking suck. You both deserve to be cut. We got a lot of people that need to be cut tonight. Let's just be honest. Talison Teixeira, you got full mount for 8 minutes against Tai Tuivasa, who has no ground game. You're a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu country, state, world champ at heavyweight. Nobody fucking would know that shit. Nobody could have guessed that shit after that performance. You got Tai Tuivasa. This guy likes to stand and bang. Bam Bam is his nickname. You couldn't hurt him on the ground? You couldn't hurt him on the ground? You couldn't use your black belt in jiu-jitsu to do anything? The discrepancy in heavyweight grappling, the discrepancy in heavyweight MMA to all the other weight classes is insane. You go down the weight, you get better as a fighter. It just tends to be true. It tends to be the only facts in which you can actually follow in MMA. Bantamweights, flyweights, pretty high level, pretty technical. Everybody's fast. Everybody's dangerous. Got to be on your toes. Got to be quick. That wasn't real. Another Aussie that did impress. Another prospect that did impress, unlike Torres-Finney, unlike Jacob Malkoun. Jonathan Mikalev pulls off the comeback victory and defeats Oban Elliott via second round submission, rear naked choke, locks it in, locks it up. Good night. That's it. You're done. Out of here. Oban Elliott was piecing him up from the bell. Early and often, was landing at will. Jonathan Mikalev, though, pulled this shit out the fire. Got a takedown. One takedown was all he needed. It's all it took was one takedown. Jonathan Mikalev, hell of a performance here. Hell of a performance to pull this out. Again, through all the damage, through all the heat, stay composed. Find something like that. That's how you fucking do it. Khan Ofley, he got a victory decision over Yi Jia. Dom Marfan, Nakamura, beautiful comeback, knockout here as well. Beautiful knee straight up the middle. Looked like it was supposed to be a kick, but then hits him with a knee. Perfect. Beautiful. I mean, it's all we needed. It's all we needed. Same kind of thing. Stay composed. You're down. You're losing. Stay composed. Find the finish where it's available. Don't overextend. Don't overdo it. Find the finish when it presents itself. Be there. Make those opportunities. Lawrence Liu, split decision victory. I mean, it was slow going. A little bit of action there, but not a lot to talk about. It wasn't even real UFC fights. It was road to the UFC, kind of Contender Series-esque, if you don't know what that is. Some solid fighters. I like Dom Marfan. First time seeing him fight. Sung Uk Kim, I do believe, if he's the guy that I'm thinking about. There's a lot of names, a lot of prospects, a lot of regional MMA I watch. I don't remember everybody's name. I try to enjoy it. I'm not studying. I'm not doing tape study. There's other accounts that are out there that'll do that for you. We're more just here analyzing, giving our commentary, providing a fan's opinion of this thing. We're not making picks every time. We're not doing that. I can. You can get my leanings. You can get my opinions on things. I can set the stage. We're trying to tell the story. We're trying to enjoy the world of MMA the best we can. And we're trying to be as critical as we can as well. Hardcore haters. That's what we all are. It's not just me. Not just me. I can enjoy the main event because it was super tense, because I was really invested in Alex Volkanovski getting a win in his hometown against a useless, meaningless rematch against Diego Lopez. Diego Lopez, awesome. One of my favorite fighters. No doubt. But to pretend like it wouldn't have been fucking awesome because it never happens, it never works out this way, the MMA gods never give us this. I was all in on Volkanovski winning this fight. Just to continue on where we picked up where we stopped from last year. UFC 314, now UFC 325. It's the exact same thing. The exact same thing happened. Outclassed in every possible way, Diego Lopez. Diego just couldn't find anything. If there was a third fight, I feel like Volk gets even better. Volk was landing better shots in this one than the first one. The first round was great for Volkanovski last time out. This time, not quite as good, but I still think he won it. Absolutely. But to pretend like, oh my goodness, this was the worst fight ever. Oh my God, it was so slow and boring. If you're not invested in it, I can understand how. But if you know what you're looking at, if you're a fan of the sport, you know that Diego can knock this guy's head off with one shot. His chin is gone. Volk's chin is gone. He has to be perfect for 25 minutes. 37 years old. The footwork, the angles, the feints. Looking for the takedowns even. Biding his time. Picking his shots. Yeah, it was a little slow. Yeah, objectively, take a step back, go back, rewatch it. I probably won't. It was pretty boring. Objectively. But because of the investment I've made in the sport, because of the energy that I've spent cheering on a guy like Volk in his hometown against a dangerous threat like Diego, who shouldn't even be here, let's be honest. Should have been Movsar, should have been Lerone Murphy. It was tense, nail-biting, on the edge of my seat. Volk exchanging in the pocket with this guy, throwing back and forth. Wild hooking shots. Taking chances. It's more respectable than Khamzat Chimaev sitting on Dricus du Plessis, who's clearly a terrible wrestler, in crucifix, and not busting the hell out of that guy's face. Better than Islam Makhachev easily taking down JDM at will and not doing more damage, not trying to hunt for a submission. Those are worse title fights. Very boring. This one was another step above. Khamzat DDP was fucking terrible. I don't want to hear this was on that level of boring. No. Islam, JDM was a step above that, and this is a step above that. Much more entertaining, higher stakes. Both guys actually capable of winning the fight, unlike Dricus and Khamzat. Volk, slight favorite heading into this one. Live odds, back and forth, 50-50. Tide starts to turn. Diego starts to have a few moments in the middle of the fight. But come on. Volk nearly pitched a shutout here. Nearly went perfect. Calf kicks were busting him up. Diego had some nice low kicks. Dropped him one time. But, man, when he needed to, when he needed to land a clean shot, caught Diego dipping his head. Just perfect. Right on it. Great. Great stuff. That's what we want to see. That's what we want to see. Volk actually risking it. Not just sitting on somebody for 25 minutes. Not just jabbing and running away, staying at range. This guy's on another level. Ties Jose Aldo for the title defense record. And that's pretty much all she wrote. Pretty much all she wrote. I'll leave it up to anybody out there in the chat. Let me know what's going on out there. I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you enjoyed the fights. Hopefully that main event wasn't too fucking boring for you. Hopefully you enjoyed the previous two fights. See what's going out across the world of MMA. See if there's anything interesting. To see any news. Again, we've got our ears and eyes on the press conference. But nothing really going on right now. Just a blank chair. So we'll keep our eyes out. Keep the eyes and the ears available for anything new coming in. Craig Jones celebrating. Takes back everything bad that he ever said about the UFC. Of course, he's got his feud there. Jiu-Jitsu. CJI. UFC BJJ. Yeah. Alrighty. Let's keep moving along. What else is going on out there? Not seeing much. Not seeing a ton of crazy stuff. Not a lot of internet activity. Would like to see more, but maybe I just missed it. Golly. People are fucking crazy, bro. Hopefully you're not just tuning in. Hopefully you're not just tuning in. My gosh. This is what it's all about here. There you go. There's the real one. That's what we're looking for. Wow. What do we want to talk about? Anybody out there? Give me something. Give me something while I get this set up. Press conference going. Couple live recap shows. Everybody's still streaming. It's early. Everybody's still on. No wonder nobody's here. No fucking wonder. Yeah, man. No, that's all right. That's all right. We're just chilling. We're just chilling. Just because nobody's here doesn't mean we have to stop talking. Doesn't mean we can't keep pushing through it. Pushing forward. Alrighty. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Mauricio Rufy embracing Carlos Prates after knocking out Rafael Fiziev. Huge win. I would argue comeback win. Getting his legs torn to shreds. Great stuff here. He did leave the Fighting Nerds going down to Australia. But there goes the notification bell. That was loud. Right in the ear. Boom. Boom. But no, I'm distracted. Anyway, guys being dudes, sticking his ass right in another man's face. I mean, this is MMA. I mean, this is where we watch half-naked men wrestle and fight each other to the death in a cage for our own personal entertainment. Meanwhile, Yair Rodriguez watching Diego Lopez lose his second title fight. I mean, he's never been happier a day in his life. This is it. This is all you need to see. Oh, Volk. During the fight, of course, Diego Lopez did get hit in the nuts with a kick, disrupted the action. About a minute left to go in the fourth round. Volkanovski absolutely devastated. Such a good guy. I mean, Listen, if I was in there, this guy's my absolute worst enemy. I'm trying to kill this guy. Volkanovski, so good that he could fight through camp with an injury. He could come into a fight and be best friends with Diego Lopez, his opponent, and still beat him like that. Crazy stuff. Crazy work from this guy. Volkanovski walkout music starts playing. Me in my living room, just absolutely getting my vibe on. Just chilling, having the time of my life. How ass is the UFC heavyweight division? Speaking of Talishin Teixeira and tied to Ivasa, I mean, go ahead and take a look for yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. What a sight to behold. What a sight to behold. But yep, how ass is the heavyweight division? That explains it there, right for you. Right there. So close to the perfect finishing sequence here to end Torres Finney's UFC career. Nearly fell off the stool. I mean, poor guy blew his knee out. Quinlan Salkild for Siam. This is the next matchup to make. Would be a good one for April. Why not? Let's do it. UFC France. Let's go. Let's run it. Back in, where are they going next? Perth, maybe? Do it. I'm all for it. And, of course, this isn't actually Quinlan Salkild. If you're in the know, I've seen this guy around. I think he's a political commentator or something. I don't remember his name. Anyway, this is absolutely insane. This wasn't from the UFC, but in case you missed it, Jarrell Miller's toupee got knocked off in a boxing match. He's wearing a toupee. It's glued to the head. It's knocked off, thrown out to the crowd. Crazy turn of events. Quinlan Salkild, though, this lat drop, absolutely insane. Now, please correct me. I'm not a wrestling expert. If it wasn't a lat drop, let me know. Drop it in the chat. Totally okay with that. I'm wrong all the time. I will admit that, of course. This is the most professional stream you'll ever see. The best setup, the most professional. Running this off a laptop webcam. That's right. Yep, that's right. You heard it here. But I'm incorrect a lot of times. I'm not some technically proficient guy. Now, I've taken my fair share of free trial classes for 7 days, you know, the whole thing. I'm practically an expert, practically a black belt. Jerry Zuniga, he's ready. We need to get back to this image right here. Johnny Walker, you move up to heavyweight, title run incoming. Absolutely no question. This guy dominates the entire heavyweight division. Title run incoming. The goofy goober himself. He'll never be knocked out. He's too fast, too athletic, too powerful. Jerry Zuniga, shout out to you, my friend. Hope you're well. Hope you enjoyed the fights. Hope you're having a great night. Yeah, we're just scrolling through some of the memes right now and enjoying a little bit of a recap here. But this is an all-timer right here for Quinlan Salkild. Great throw here. Great takedown. Beautifully executed. Dan Hooker, though. Man, those kicks, stabbing with the toes, those teep kicks, those front kicks, holy crap. You could tell Benoit Saint-Denis was feeling those in round number 1. I thought the dude broke his fucking rib. I thought, this guy's like a fucking brawler. This guy is a barroom brawler. He comes forward, no hesitation. And Dan Hooker had Benoit Saint-Denis backed up like a little bitch up against the cage for like 2 or 3 minutes. This guy's covering his ribs. He didn't want any part of this. Now he overcame, did the thing. Shout out to that guy. What a fucking stud Benoit Saint-Denis is. And I'm calling a bitch in one moment, a stud in the other. Fucking awesome fighter. Fucking awesome fighter. Great fight. But Dan Hooker, man, ribbing you. Just absolutely throwing those toes right up inside the ribs. Just hunting for the liver. If it wasn't his ribs that were hurt, Benoit, I wouldn't be shocked if his ribs were broken. Honestly. Never seen him back up like that. Maybe his liver was hurt. Maybe it was some extended liver damage. I don't know. But yeah, Cody Brundage, of course. When the moments get tough, you pull an Anthony Smith. Doesn't quite work out for anybody but Lionheart himself. He's the only one that can pull this kind of thing off. Of course, like we talked about, Jarrell Miller got his toupee knocked off in the fight, threw it out in the crowd. And some people making fun, having fun, tossing it around, doing their thing with it. Absolutely hilarious. Great stuff. There it is. Toupee flying off. The world of MMA, not the only one for the hysterics. How it feels watching the UFC finally on Paramount Plus legally. Take a listen.
Life like this sure is sweet, huh?
It definitely is.
Life like this, so sweet, ain't it? There's nothing better than legal fights for under 90. Shoot, let me let you in on a little secret. I'm so invested in the UFC. I'm so invested. I do not want there to even be a chance of an illegal stream kicking out. Something happening. I bought every pay-per-view for the last 7 fucking years. We're talking like $4,500-$5,000 of my own money spent to watch these fights. ESPN Plus started out at $7 a month. Pay-per-views back then were like $50. $60 a month. It is what it is. Dude, back in December, I'm paying like $14 a month for the subscription and $85 fucking dollars plus tax for a goddamn pay-per-view. I mean, we're talking over $100 per month. Now, it's the only entertainment, it's the only sport I watch, really the only streaming service I had at the time. I don't watch anything else. It's MMA all day, every day. Fight Pass 2. I don't even add in Fight Pass, Jesus. It was worth it. But now, military discount, student discount, Paramount Plus, $12 a month. Cut that in half with a student or a military discount. Oh! We are riding good. We are eating good. Aren't we? I mean, this was just the picture of the night. This was the picture of the night. There was nothing better than this fight, truthfully. The best fight of the night. No. Not at all. This wasn't it. I wanted Ty to win. Wanted to get the comeback. Been off for a long time. Thought he deserved it in the hometown. No, couldn't do it. Couldn't pull it off. He had his moment late in the third round. I thought maybe he could tee off with some ground and pound, but both guys just fucking exhausted. It's heavyweight MMA. What do you expect? They can't make it out of the first round with any level of cardio. Like I said, Cameron Rouston, Torres Finney. Since this fight, Cameron Rouston on a hell of a run, getting knockouts, getting finishes, doing well in the UFC. Torres Finney, on the other hand, hardly landing a single punch against his opponent. Opponents, plural. Get him the fuck out of here. Yep. No. Maybe I'm mistaken. This might have been it. Hunter Campbell just absolutely clowning on the heavyweight fighters. Tai Tuivasa, Taliesin Chisora. Stunk it up. Stunk up the joint. Stunk up the joint. It's just disappointing. You expect better. You expect better from your heroes. You expect your hero to maybe overcome the adversity, or maybe rest up for just a moment and then come back stronger than ever. Unfortunately, could not do it. Salkild versus Malarkey going to a decision. Aussies don't know which ones to break it for. Of course, you go back, you look at the Volk fight. Let's see if we can get the scorecards. See if I can find the scorecards. But one judge, 50-45 for Volk. No fucking way. No fucking way. Stupid motherfucker. Stupid idiot. Who the fuck is this Warner guy? Don't tell me he's Australian. Don't tell me this guy's Clemens Warner. Doesn't this dude just sound like an Australian guy? Oh, yeah, and he gives it to Dom Marfan. A back-and-forth brawl, 30-27. Oh, what a shocker. Wouldn't be surprised if this guy's Australian. But, yeah. Volkanovski, Lopez. I'm okay with 49-46. I'm sure you could probably find another round in there beyond just one for Diego Lopez. I think he got 2. I think this was 3-2. Upon initial viewing, I'd have to watch it again. Again, immediate reaction here for you. But Warner, the fuck are we doing? 50-45? Are you out of your goddamn mind? Are you fucking stupid? Is a screw loose in there? Do we need to get you to the hospital? Mr. Clemens Warner. What are you looking at? Volk got dropped in a round that he was winning, but he got dropped. Got his legs torn up in the first 2 rounds. There's no way. There's no way. I don't even agree with 49-46. Again, I'd have to see. Maybe Diego's big moments came in just 1 round. But I do believe it was more than 1. It is what it is. But we move down. Latest decisions uploaded. Volkanovski, Diego Lopez 2. Of course, 325. Other scorecards handed in. Taliesin Teixeira versus Tai Tuivasa, of course, all in the way of Taliesin. 2 big takedowns, first 2 rounds. Got a lot of control time racked up. Not a lot of damage. Again, what the hell are we doing? How do you have mount on Tai Tuivasa, who barely wrestles, barely grapples at all, and we don't do anything? You're a jiu-jitsu black belt world champion of Brazil. Now, it's that heavyweight again, but I guess that just means fuck all. Malkoun defeats Finney. Got a 10-8 round in there. Absolutely agree with that. No question. I don't know how the fuck you don't finish a one-legged Torres Finney. I don't know how you don't finish that guy. Con Oakley got a bit of a rigged scorecard, in my opinion, over Yi Jia. 28-28. Maybe the way I would have went. I don't know. I just don't care. It's whatever. It's Con Oakley. It's Yi Jia. Sorry, guys. Don't care. It just doesn't. I sit there and I try to care about these guys. I try to watch them on the regional scene. I try to get invested. I try to support them. I try to get behind them. Try to jump on the bandwagon. Yi Jia and Con Oakley have both let me down too many times. And I don't have the same level of investment. I just don't care as much about this fight. Much like I don't care about the road to the UFC, guys. Because half the time these guys come into the UFC and they fucking stink up the joint. You bring in some other Asian that just, some random dude out of China, Korea, wherever, comes in there and does a great job. Didn't have to go through all this bullshit tournament stuff. And he does a way better job. And I'm supposed to keep up with these guys and wake up in the middle of the night and watch these fights? Just let them go back to the regional scene. With a good crowd. Where they're getting paid well. Don Marfan, Street Buddha, not Street Jesus, Street Buddha, picks up a victory, and then Lawrence, Louis, I don't know, Sulang takes a loss there. Not a lot to say. Not a lot to say about that one. I only watched half of it, to be fair. I call myself a hardcore, but unfortunately, we didn't catch the whole thing. But yeah, Jacob Malkoun, Torres Finney in a nutshell. Not going to lie, they're basically the same fighter, but have absolutely different bodies. No, Chris Barnett does actually throw some fun stuff, does actually try to do some damage, does actually try to hurt his opponent. But they're basically the same. Basically the same. Tai Tuivasa, Taliesin Teixeira. Round number 3, just absolutely gassed. Rolling around. Fat tubs of lard. Toupee came off. Yep, we saw that. Talked about that. Finney. Got no neck. So stocky. This guy's so stocky. What is he? 5'6", 5'8"? Middleweight. Insane. Got no neck. Malkoun had no chance of submitting this guy. There's Volk cooking with Volk shirt. Torres Finney's game plan, just stand there, do nothing, take shots, and keep moving forward. That's what we do. That's Rocky for you. Rocky style. Shout out Andreas Hell. Oban Elliott. Poor guy. Come on, Oban. Let's get the win, Oban. Come on, Oban. Then Oban immediately thereafter. Boom, bang, done. It's over. Jonathan Mikulev pulls off the upset. Gets the submission locked in. But I mean, what we gotta acknowledge is Malkoun. You might have got a win, my friend. You might have got a win, but it won't last long. Torres Finney's coming for revenge. He's coming for that belt. And he's gonna get it soon. Sooner than you think. 2026. Torres Finney. It's his year. Puts on a fight of the year contender just for the hell of it. Loses just for the hell of it, just for fun. It's his time, man. The title run starts now for Torres Finney. Judges they sent to Australia. Max, Charles, gonna be awesome. There's Yija. There he is. Look at that dude. Look at him. What a monster. What a freak. Anyway. What happened to TJ Dillashaw? Turned into a midget. Nakamura and Cesali. Nakamura, of course, getting beaten up, getting pieced up, getting nearly taken out in multiple moments. Then comes back round 3. His coaches say, hey, man, you need to finish. You need to get something going. What does he do? Knocks a motherfucker out with a knee. Huge knee, massive knee by Nakamura there. I mean, you could just see the aura seeping through this pose he's got. Yeah. Nakamura, when he's down 2 rounds, there's nothing better. Of course, the news that Shavkat Rakhmonov met Mirko Krokop. But the other news, the real news, wearing a knee brace, hurt, gonna be out for another 8 or 9 months. When's my GOAT coming back? I don't know. Oh, God. We need him. We need him. It is what it is. All right. You guys, give me some updates. What's going on out there? How's everything going? We enjoying the fights? Who's saying goofy stuff at the press conference? Still nobody there. Still an empty chair. Still a fucking empty chair. Who's coming next? Please, somebody come to the table. Somebody come to the desk. Fight of the night. Absolutely not. This, all outside the fights, this. If you're just joining me, you missed that an all-time classic moment, an all-time classic meme right here. The guys get caught off guard, minding their own business. UFC cards going on. The guys back in Vegas, they're just hanging out. They're putting on the post show. They got nothing to worry about. Robert Whittaker intensely viewing the screen, watching the fights, doing whatever. Dan Helly's over there, got his earbuds out, not even paying attention, turned around, talking to Chris Weidman. But I mean, the guy, like, we're looking at Rob in the foreground, foot up on the table. Casual. But look in the back, man. Chris Weidman. I mean, he's got both feet, shoes off, kicked up on the table. You got to be kidding me. And they think this stream right here isn't professional. They think this isn't high quality, high budget, highly produced. I've got a team of 10 people behind this wall right here running the show. And this is what I see on the official UFC Paramount stream? Get out of here. Get out of here. No, this is hilarious. This is great stuff. Great behind the scenes. The shoes just too much for Chris Weidman. Kicking back. I mean, he's like your grandpa. I mean, both feet up on the recliner. Cruising, chilling. Awesome. I mean, he goes full dad mode there. Full dad mode. All right. Volkanovski taking the stage
here. A lot of things, that I had to recover from in that fight. Yeah. So it's a
shout out to MMA Crazy. Shout out to MMA Crazy. Got to give him some credit. Doing the thing. They're there. They're live. Paying a lot of money to be there, I'm sure. It's not cheap. Not easy. Yeah. Give him a sub. Give him a follow. Great interviews. Great content. Always on it. Good stuff.
Walk out, right, to see what the vibe was going to be like. It lived up to it.
So it did, right? Like, it felt good. I just don't know. Yeah,
pretty good.
Okay.
When you walked out, and you're taking in that moment, because I saw you were smiling, you were looking around, you seemed to really want to take in that moment. Is it easy for you, obviously, as the guy that you are, to switch into fight mode right away, or did you have to sort of say to yourself, like, okay, let's not get carried away here. There's still a job to do?
No, I don't need to do that now. Like, I used to always not let myself do that. I've got to, stay composed and all. Don't want to get too much. Then I started getting to a point where I'll do that. I'll be like, oh, I can't do this, and then I'll be too chill in there. I'll be in there like, wait, am I fighting? Like, it was like literally like that. So now I'm like, bring it on. Give me the energy as much as you want. Fire me up. I need it. So it's all good. I can really soak it all in, and I was able to do that. It was cool. Yeah, so it was a few different times I got the crowd, and yeah, we bounced off each other pretty good, so it was cool.
You've already made your claim to who you want next, either Lerone or Movsar. Whoever wins that fight should be coming
I'm an
up
easy
soon.
champ to understand, man. Like, if you deserve it, you're next.
You mentioned that last time you wanted a quick turnaround, but you were a little bit sore. Yeah. How are we feeling today? And do we think maybe you can convince those guys to turn around quickly and get in there?
I mean, I took way less damage in this one. Obviously, he still had some of his moments. There are a couple of things that are even in camp that we're going to look at anyway. So you take care of those things, and but it should be fine.
Congratulations, mate.
Cheers.
Okay, so he did mention something going on during the training camp before the fight. Of course, now he's saying not too serious, which is good to hear. I trust him. I feel like he's pretty truthful. He's pretty honest with the crowd, with the people. Again, shout out MMA Crazy for getting the coverage here, putting the cameras up in there. Good, solid coverage here. Great mic placement, everything. We're good to go. MMA Crazy's got his set up, but this is the kind of champion you want. Somebody active, somebody willing to take on all comers. Do I wish he could retire in Sydney, in his hometown, off a win? Yeah, but he just won't do it. This is going to be the next Tony Ferguson. This is going to be the next BJ Penn. Just a streak of losses. This guy cannot leave the game. I can see it already, and I don't want to see that. I don't need it. I don't need it.
Friday night, so I'll watch it back and see how it was.
Friday, you told me this walkout would be better than the one against Islam. How did it feel?
I don't know. I'm going to have to watch it back. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I don't know. You were there. What do you reckon? It was better? You reckon it was better? There you go. I worked them out for a bit longer too, you know what I mean? Like, I got them, they were singing, got them popping, went in there, got them popping again, you know what I mean? Worked the octagon, got them popping again, you know what I mean? It was good. You just got to know how to work them. So it was good. We were vibing off each other pretty good, so I was pretty happy with that. What are you laughing at? Popping? The pop, is that what we're laughing at? Oh, I thought it was good.
The pop, of course, the pop. Anyway, yep, Volkanovski, big win there. Very excited. Proud to represent the Australian crew. Proud to represent the Australian crowd. Great walkout. It was. Everybody was singing that shit. Everybody. It's absolutely insane. Insane how big this guy has become. Going from just such a boring fucking fighter early on, some guy that nobody was paying attention to early on, to this level of star, to this level of hometown hero. Come on. Hero's journey, man. You rise, you fall, you get back up again, you continue fighting.
Just over here.
Yeah.
How are you? Diego sort of struggled to walk into the back after the fight. He threw some really good leg kicks. How important were the leg kicks going into this fight for you as a part of the game plan?
We knew he would throw some, especially if I was going to turn to his power side. But
Volk did not throw a lot of calf strikes. He really didn't. Now, he threw them in select moments, like he said. They must have had specific moments picked out. Diego, I thought, was tearing up the legs of Volk. Maybe his shins were beat up, but there was a moment, I believe round 5, early in round 5, he throws a kick to the body. Volkanovski gets his elbows there just in time, and the toes kind of glance off of the elbow of Volkanovski. Diego Lopez goes to put his foot back down on the canvas, and that left foot, he slides it back, and immediately, very, very measured in how much pressure he's putting on it. Very carefully, very gingerly pressing off that left foot, going throughout the rest of that 5th round, or at least the next minute or so. Maybe the adrenaline kicked in, helped him out a bit, but there's potential. Diego Lopez did break some toes off the elbow of Volkanovski in round number 5, so that could be why he was walking back to the back, limping in a boot. What it sounds like maybe from the press conference, I don't know.
the back for that, so yeah, I didn't get too careless.
There was an iconic sort of moment when you were on top of him and the crowd was cheering, right?
I
It was
gotta
an
watch that,
interesting
actually. I forgot
position,
about that,
but then
yeah.
you were sort of going back and forth with the crowd. And
Yeah.
what was going on in your mind there? Because this is like towards the end of the fight, you kind of know, all right, I got this down in the crowd. It's just already celebrating.
I knew he probably needed something big. So even when he had me and he took my back, I was like, I don't know where people are like, oh, no, panic. I wasn't panic. I was like going, yeah, well, this is, you ain't going to finish me here. Like,
This guy ain't going to submit me. This guy ain't going to do anything I ain't been through before. We've seen what Volk did against Brian Ortega. Coming from literally the darkness, literally came out of hell, fought back through the fire, through the darkness. The walls were caving in around him, and he fought back through that guillotine, fought back through that triangle choke, and prevailed, won the round, beat up Brian Ortega. One of the greatest rounds in the history of MMA. easily up there, top 10, top 5, maybe number 1. Maybe it's your number 1. He said, Diego Lopez, this guy might be a jiu-jitsu master, might be a trainer of multiple UFC fighters in their jiu-jitsu. Nah, he's not going to submit me. No chance. That's what this guy said. This guy literally said, there's no chance that this guy submits me. Crazy work here from Volkanovski. Crazy stuff. This guy he is the great one. He is next level. Insanity. Great stuff from Volk again in this fight. Persevered, prevailed, 25 minutes, twice, 50 total minutes, 2 perfect fights against a guy who's this dangerous. Golly. But MMA crazy. Again, shout out to them for providing us this content so we can get it to you guys. Hopefully they don't come attack me. Hopefully they don't, what can they do? Sue me, stream me a strike, I don't know, whatever. But it's here. It's on YouTube. It's free. They're doing their thing. We're getting them views. Hopefully you guys, anybody out there, give them a little support as well. Not just me, but them as well. I'm not there. It's on their dime. Stealing a little bit, grifting a little bit. That's what we do.
Not really doing my part either. So I'll talk to UFC, see what they say. But for me, again, I'm an easy champ. I understand at the end of the day, if the UFC just push it or whatever, all right. But we'll see what happens. Thank you.
Well, just on the back. Sorry. Just on the back of that, you're talking about you're an easy champ to work with and stuff like that. You know, there's a lot of talk going into this one about a new deal. Just curious if you in the UFC did manage to come to a new deal. Did you get a nice pay rise? Did Ashbel Castro do his job?
Laddie, we did, again, there's going to be a lot of talks. Obviously, you can't get into much of it, but yes, they looked after us. So it's, it was good. Yeah, very thankful to be in the position, not only to, it was hard work to get this, believe it or not. I don't know if you know, but it wasn't easy getting the event here in Sydney. As you can see, back-to-back weeks of numbered events. There's a reason for that. It was like the only time we could do that here, and everyone did their part to make that happen. Obviously, for the Australian market, for me, so I'm very thankful. You know, we did negotiate and all that sort of stuff. Very thankful, and blessed to be where I am. Got fight of the night as well. On the new fight of the night bonuses and all that. Pretty cool.
Fight of the night. Oof, I don't know about that. They always give it to the high visibility matchups, right? They always give the high visibility matchups, the fight of the night, maybe even the knockout of the night. I mean, fight of the night, I don't know. What was fight of the night? It definitely wasn't fight of the night for me. I mean, it was a technical masterclass from Volk, but yeah, I mean, telling us, sounds like got a new deal, restructured through the Paramount deal, did the right thing, has a good manager. It's not Ali, not Tiki Gosen, not Jason House. Shout out to those fellas. Hopefully they're not watching now. Hopefully they're not too mad. Maybe that's why I'm not getting a lot of live chat activity. Okay, maybe the boys, they're coming for my head. No, but seriously, new deal, good stuff. They're paying better, Paramount deal. We know this is true. We know there's backroom bonuses. We know there's backroom deals that go on. They might have publicly gotten the bonus, but they're big-time guys paying a lot of money. They're getting taxed as well. The lower level guys, they're getting taxed a lot of money too. Australia, especially if you're an American fighting over there, especially if you're not an Australian, having to pay taxes in Australia and also over in America. That's why they had a lot of Aussie fighters. I don't know who got fight of the night. Can't tell off the top of my head. But what I'm thinking, what I'm leaning, I honestly liked Mikolev and Oban Elliott. That was pretty damn good. But off the top of my head, Benoit Saint-Denis, Dan Hooker was a bit better. Rufi and Fazeeb put on a good fight. Yeah, Ralston Brundage, I don't really want to give it to him. Dom Marfan and Sang-Woo Kim was all right. I don't know. Personally, Jonathan Mikolev and Oban Elliott or Benoit Saint-Denis, Dan Hooker. Why not? Back and forth through the first round into the second. I'd say that's mine. But, right after the fight, Tatu Vasa getting right back after it, taking the loss pretty hard. Got to get back to work. Got to start making that money, Got to support the fam. There he is. There he is.
After them, see what we can do. So probably can't be too quick of a turnaround. But in saying that, I'm talking, a couple of weeks off, just get back into it. Cheers.
So despite some minor, maybe nagging injuries in camp, the guy's going to turn on in a couple weeks, going to take a couple weeks vacation, get right back after it. He wants the winner of Evloev and Lerone Murphy, if the fight's even going to happen. I'm being told / getting something in the ear. You know, I've got 10 producers here. No, rumor is the fight's got some trouble. May not happen, so we'll see.
On your name being up there with some of the greatest sportsmen that this country's ever produced.
No, man. Look, I don't look at it that way. You know, like, you know, for me, I just keep doing my thing. Yeah, you hear that, like you hear people like throw things like that out. It's like pretty cool because, you know, that sounds very special. But for me, I'll just keep doing my thing and let that speak for itself and let people do the talking. I ain't the one to sit there going, should be here, should be there. You know, people have, as I've said, I've always been the underdog. I've always looked at it like everyone doubts me and counts me out. And when I hear people say these things, it means a lot. But for me, it's just, I'll just keep doing what I do. I'm very, very blessed to be where I am, and I'll just keep doing my thing. You all good? Yeah, you hot or something? Like, I was like, you look mad, or I don't know if you're angry. I'm like, am I saying stuff that's revving him up? Or
Absolutely. I mean, how could you not be infuriated by this boring performance? Some are saying such a boring performance from Volk. Again, we can talk about this. We can have nuance. That's what we're here for. That's what you're here for. Nuance takes. Again, shout out MMA Crazy for getting us this footage, getting us the entire post-fight interviews here. The press conference, that is. Objectively, it's not a fight I'm going to go back and rewatch a lot. It was pretty slow, a lot of inactivity, but when the action, when they popped off, when they started exchanging, it was so tense, and you're watching Volk just try to navigate through this perfectly. It's like you never want to watch a fight where a guy doesn't want to get punched. You never want to watch a fight where a guy doesn't want to engage in danger. Volk did not want to get hit, but he was in there risking it. I mean, throwing hard shots. I mean, sitting down on some of his punches. And you're going to tell me this guy just tried to point fight? The only points this guy scored were big punches straight down the middle, in range of Diego Lopez, in the pocket, swinging back and forth with this guy, getting the better of these exchanges. They were few and far between, so a majority of the fight was boring. But good grief, if you're invested in this sport at all, this was tense as hell.
It makes adjustments easy. It makes, adversities, getting through adversities easy. All that sort of stuff, you know what I mean? There's going to be chaos. A lot of people can't handle chaos. I put myself through chaos every camp, you know what I mean? I'm used to this, you know what I mean? I make that the norm. And then, you know what I mean? So whenever there's challenges in front of me, I'm going to find a way. You know, if you're that type of guy, you're going to try and find a way. Every time there's any adversity through camp or through training, you find a way. You problem solve every single time. That's just going to get easier and easier every time there's a problem in front of you. So obviously when you've got a rematch, there's problems in front of you, and I'm doing better than most people.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hey, Volk.
Hey.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You've touched on your age a few times. How has your preparation changed as
Yeah, I mean, I had to pull it back a little bit. You know what I mean? You ain't going to do... Everyone knows that, again, I wouldn't be where I am. I'm just finding that right line. So we did pull it back a little bit. The intensity was there. Maybe the volume dropped back a little bit. But yeah, just again, got an incredible team around me, from the coaching, from game plans, from the physio, strength and conditioning, dietitians, you name it. You know, people just understanding my body. You know, you've got your coaches that just know, like, I'm going to push my body through it, and then they're going to be like, pull up a little bit. I'm like, all right, I can accept that. You know what I mean? I'm the type of guy that I got to go. You know, I used to not train, but then someone goes and we need to. All right, I can accept that. That's another thing.
Oh, no. I just went on a generational run there, Productions. You should have heard me. Maybe that's why we got 0 viewers in here. What are we doing? What are we doing? The most professional internet stream you will ever come across. The most high quality. I've got 10 producers in the back. I've been telling everybody from the get-go here. But I hope you're well. 32 damn degrees in Miami. What the fuck is that, man? I'm good now. No, I got it. I hit the mute button. Don't tell me how to run my show, Productions. I'm an expert. High quality. Volk is the fucking GOAT. Man. Again, Productions. I heard some people complaining saying this was boring. Objectively, you just take a step back and you say, yeah, maybe it was. You take context away from it. You take the fighters away from it. Diego, super dangerous finisher. Volkanovski, the chin's gone, older fighter. You take that all away from it, and sure, I guess it's a boring fight. Not a lot of action, not a lot of exchanges, not a lot of back and forth. But it was a masterclass. It was a perfect 25 minutes of fighting, and it was tense the whole way through. If you're a fan of the UFC, if you're a fan of Volk, if you're a fan, come on. You knew what was going on. This wasn't boring when you were watching it. You're on pins and needles. You're on the edge of your seat. Gonna freeze 3 days in a row. Crazy for South Florida. He schooled Diego. Yes, he did. 50-45, though. That's fucking bullshit, Productions. Even you know, as a big fan of as a big fan of Volk, he's on another level, yes, but 50-45, what the fuck was that, man? What the fuck was that?
Home. I'll never leave the place. But yeah, it's always good. It's always good when you hear him out of, I don't know, what did they say? Did they say wing dang today? They did say wing dang, yeah. You know, out of wing dang, you know, stuff like that. It's pretty cool, you know. And even just a fight here in Sydney, it's pretty much around the corner for everyone back home. So I know the tickets were expensive, but and I apologise to everyone back home that did make it. But yeah, hope he's enjoyed the show. Hope it was worth it.
Volk, can I just ask quickly? Obviously, he had his one moment in the third round where he caught you there. Can I just ask what sort of was going through your head in that moment?
I was all right. I was all there. You know, it wasn't like I was like, oh, where am I? So it was all good. I think obviously catch, whether it's just that flash and your feet just lose it a little bit. I think I seen the replay actually. So I seen my feet sort of get caught. Obviously, it wasn't a trip. It was from the punch as well, but I think it was just a bit of both. So obviously, whether it was a bit of a flash, but I was all right by the time. I didn't even think much of it. I remember feeling it.
So we got round 3. Diego kind of catches him rushing in a little bit, just on the tip of the chin, barely even touched him, and kind of a flash knockdown dropped Volk there. I thought that kind of stole the round a bit away from Volk, but he was doing good work before that. I mean, he was winning the round before that. Yeah, but Puerto Rico. What am I saying? Gotta get away from the cold. I mean, how much warmer is it going to be just a couple miles further down the road? I mean, how are the Keys? You know, just drive out to the Florida Keys, you know, get down there. Hardcore Hater is the GOAT. You're the GOAT. You're a hardcore hater. You're part of the crew. You're part of the establishment, the show. Again, like I said, anybody out there listening, come on, this is your show as much as it is mine. Don't let Productions hog up the chat. Let's get some people in here. Let's get this thing reeling. What the fuck am I saying? What am I even doing? Unfortunately, I don't have a teleprompter in front of me. Unfortunately, like I said, I mean, this is a pretty professional show, pretty high caliber, pretty high production value here, pretty high budget. You know, like I said, 10, 20 people, they're in the back room, you know, producing this thing, but I can't even get my words out properly. If I could, then maybe we'd get somewhere with this thing. Puerto Rico's 1,000 miles away from Miami. It's pretty, I don't know, shit. Dude, no offense. Any South Americans down there, that shit all bleeds together for me. I'm a dumb fucking American. We live in a huge fucking country, best country in the world, man. That shit just bleeds together, man. I ain't traveled. I ain't been outside of the United States. Never been. Not once. It's all right. Productions, he will travel for me. I will live through him, vicariously through him. So, we're cool. We're good. Productions got me. I don't need to travel. He's going to do it for me. He's going to do it for me. I traveled outside the U.S. a bit. I mean, you were traveling somewhere a couple months ago. Talking about something somewhere. Nicaragua. Maybe that's what it was. I think I remember that. Alrighty. See what's going on out there. World of MMA. Volk at the press conference right now. At the desk. Still there. Again, shout out to MMA Crazy. Let's take a listen. See what's going on. See what he's saying. Answering every damn question. He's in his hometown. Paying attention to the media. Giving their due. Come on, Volk. Volk is the GOAT. Rolfie's a beast. Benoit smashed Den. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Benoit, man, he was looking rough early on in the fight. So was Roofy. Roofy getting his legs torn up. Benoit getting his ribs smashed in. Looked slow, tired, sloppy. Not aggressive like he usually is early in the fight against Dan Hooker. Dan just smashing those kicks right up through the middle. Fucked Dan up with the elbows. Eventually he got to him, but Benoit, dude's just a fucking marauder. Roofy's calf was all busted up. Great little scrap there. Yeah, Fazeev. Dude, Roofy uncorked that shit out of fucking nowhere. Gave a little shoulder fake and then he literally cocked the punch and threw it. We're talking shotgun style. Dan Hooker, front kick, wild. He's got long legs. He's made of steel. The toes pointing right up in the liver. Dangerous, hurts. I can't even. Dude, I have a visceral reaction just thinking about those body kicks, just thinking about the calf kicks, man. Nasty shit. Nasty shit. Looks like Volk's getting up out of there. We'll see him off. No, he's gone. Volk. Fuck the camera up. I don't know if anybody else is going to come out. We'll leave it at that. MMA Crazy, again. Shout out to them. Providing us some content there. I'll keep my ears on it. Keep my ears on it. So you guys don't have to stare at that blank chair. O'Malley. Teep stabs your gut. Oh, no. Thanks. I'll pass. Volk will fight the winner of Evloev Murphy. If they can make that fucking fight, if either of those guys can get in the cage, let's make it happen. Honestly, after that spinning elbow, though, just give it to Murphy. Just give it to Murphy. Evloev's going to sit out like this. Make him fight Gene Silva, something like that. I don't care. Let's look at the upcoming fight cards. Let's do that. But before that, I got to look. I got to shit on him one more time. Diego Lopez, Volkanovski. Volkanovski obviously was the victor in this fight. Obviously was a masterclass performance. Survived 25 minutes with one of the most dangerous finishers in the featherweight division, maybe the history of the featherweight division. Diego Lopez, absolutely killer on the feet with the power he possesses in his hands. And the grappling? The dude's literally a grappling coach for multiple UFC fighters. And in fact, the judges got this one right at the end of the day. Ultimately, the scorecards, though, were incorrect. 49-46 is just not quite the way to go. I think Diego Lopez easily stole 2 rounds off of Volkanovski, and this one was dangerous. Dropped him in a round. Come on. But that's not the story. That isn't it. No. Somebody gave this a fucking 50-45. Are you kidding me? Who are you? And what have you done with a legitimate referee? That's right. Clemens Werner judged 2 fights tonight, gave it in favor of Don Mar Fan, 30-27, a back-and-forth war in that one. He gives the guy a win, 30-27. That's really debatable. But when it comes to championship fights, the highest of highs in the UFC, the highest stage, the peak of UFC, the peak of MMA, the peak of fighting, the peak of combat sports, this is the pinnacle of the sport. The featherweight division, one of the best of all time, one of the best divisions, one of the most high-skilled divisions, and you give this motherfucker a 50-45 just because he's your countryman does not mean you give him a 50-45. This guy is an absolute fool. I thought some other guys got it wrong, but this man had the biggest fumble of the entire night. Absolutely should never see this guy judging another UFC fight ever again. You guys let me know, though, in the comments right now. Would love to hear it. Do you agree? Do you think this was crazy? Do you think Volk won the fight? Maybe you thought Diego won the fight. Of course, he was the more powerful guy, but I don't think he did enough. Volkanovski, he did it, man. Volkanovski prevailed. Volkanovski is Alexander the Great. Volkanovski. Put some respect on the name. He should be getting his just due. Got a big win in Sydney. Is this his last time out? Maybe, maybe not. We'll just have to wait and see. Until then, let's keep this thing going. Anyway. Productions, give me a little rant there. Let me rant for a minute. It's amazing. He's fought Diego for almost an hour and hasn't been finished. Dude, it's fucking nuts. Fucking nuts. Imagine getting in there with Ilia Topuria for 50 minutes and not going down. 50 minutes. UFC 325 now in the books, so we look ahead. It's been an hour and change here on the live stream. So yeah, let's look ahead. Let's see what's going on. We got to scroll down a little bit. Next up, next week, Mario Bautista versus Vinicius Lockdog Oliveira. Benoit beat the fuck out of Dan. Yeah, keep saying it, Productions. It ain't gonna change. It ain't gonna change. You can keep saying it. It's all right. We can be fans of the Marauder. Benoit, Saint-Denis, Frenchman, military man. Mario fighting next week. I like the activity from Mario. If you're going to be a boring fighter, get in there all the time, and I will respect the hell out of you. Mario Bautista did show some new wrinkles in his last fight against Umar Nurmagomedov back at UFC, what was it, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, one of the two. I liked it. I actually thought that he showed more improvement than Umar did despite receiving a loss. I don't know who's going to win that main event. Who do I think? If Lokdog can make weight, if he can avoid the clinch, can avoid the takedowns. Now, I don't think his grappling is too bad. I don't think it's terrible. But this guy wants to strike. He wants to put those fucking paws on his opponents. He's got big mitts. Look at the size of his fucking hands in this image, man. He's got power. He's a finisher. 23-3. Mario Bautista 16-3. Mario Bautista's fucking good, dude. As much as I shit on the dude for being boring, he's fucking good. 32 years old, still in his fighting prime for not too much longer, but he still is. Took his first loss in, what was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fights. 8-fight win streak comes to a close thanks to Umar Nurmagomedov. Maybe could potentially go down as one of the best bantamweights to ever do it. I mean, this guy's young. He's going to be around for a long time. Mario Bautista, no shame in losing to Umar. And showed some new wrinkles to the game. Showed that he can get some finishes. He's very good. I shit on him because he's boring. I don't love watching him fight, but he's very fucking good. But, I mean, Vinicius Oliveira, this guy's a fucking finisher. This guy comes through your head every time. Every time. 30 years old, a little bit younger. I think he's a little bit slower. I want to say Mario's a little bit faster. Could be wrong, though. But Kyler Phillips, Said Nurmagomedov, Ricky Simone. Look at that. All 3 decisions, mind you. And I'm talking about how good of a finisher this guy is. But he hunts for the finish. He hunts relentlessly. Ruthless aggression. This guy comes through. He tries to hurt you. Okay, that's the difference. If he's not a finisher, if you don't think he's been a finisher in the top 15, top 20, these are 3 good names that are 3 really solid fighters. Ricky Simone, been around a long time. Not easy to take down. Not easy to defeat. Said Nurmagomedov, crafty, fast, evasive. Kyler Phillips, same kind of thing. Funky style. 3 decisions. That means he doesn't need to get a finish to get the win. I just worry about his gas tank. 3 massive finishes in a row there. Mario hurt Umar. Yeah, I mean, he was ripping his ankle out of socket, and then he clipped him on the feet. If you're not subscribed to the Hardcore Hater, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah. If you're not subbed up, if you haven't liked it yet, if you're out there lurking in the chat, what the fuck are you doing? This is the boy Productions, the most professional guy out there. If he says subscribe, if he says like, you better listen. Top 3 next week. Good stuff for a fight night. Good stuff. Amir Albazi, Kyoji Horiguchi. The Gooch returns. The Gooch, at his age, at this stage in the game, gonna get a massive victory over a crafty wrestler like Amir Albazi. What has this guy done? What has this guy done? When was the last time he even fought? When was the last time he fought? Oh, he's been grappling some. Okay. Good for you, buddy. Good for you. He barely even beat Kai Kara-France. Let's be honest. He could be on a 2-fight losing streak here in the UFC. Kyoji Horiguchi, though. I mean, this guy's just next level. Those Ryzen fighters, man, they're nasty. 35 years old at flyweight. He's undersized for flyweight. Let's all be honest. Putting these wins together. Finishes. He beat a fucking Dagestani. He out-wrestled a Dagestani. Moreno beat the fuck out of a mirror. Oh, yeah. Jelton Almeida, Rizvan, Kuniev, 13-3. Coming off that Curtis Blades win/robbery. Oh, no, the loss. Oh. Why do I feel like he won that fight? Maybe Curtis Blades was the recipient of that one. I don't remember. Jelton Almeida, though, 34 years old. He's getting up there now. Lost to Volkov last time out. Volkov needs his title fight immediately. Needs his title fight immediately. Moreno put like a 5-round beating on Amir. I don't think he's been the same since. I mean, he hadn't fucking fought since. Mikhailo Oksajic, Marc-Andre Barriel. That's got a little bit of a scrap written all over it. This is a good little fight night card at the Apex. Unfortunately, it's at the Apex with barely any crowd. Gene Matsumoto versus Farid Basharat. A couple of prospects going to go at it. Good one there. Basharat brothers, I was high on them at one point, but they're just now finishers. So, if you can get a finish, I'll be intrigued. Dustin Jacoby, Julius Walker. Meh. Morono, Daniil, Donchenko. Absolute warrior. Absolutely insane the way this guy fights. Morono. Tough one for this guy. He's technical, though. Alex Morono's always been good. Of course, he's also a coach. Both Basharat bros are on the card against Said Nurmagomedov. I'm looking at that. I like that early prelim. I'm licking my lips there. I like that. Whoa. 3 ladies fights. Whoa. No. Are we going to script the prelims here? No, we can't. I can't miss Saeed and Javed. That's a good one. Okay. Moving on up. Strickland versus Hernandez. Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. This guy has taken down jiu-jitsu legends. This guy has submitted all action strikers. This guy has the cardio like you've never seen before. This guy fights injured. He fights hurt. He fights through it all. Sean Strickland is up next for him. Sean Strickland had picked up quite a lot of fans over the last couple years. Running his mouth, talking trash, walking the walk, talking the talk. Unfortunately, things have not gone his way as of late. And, I don't know what the hell this guy's going to do to Anthony Hernandez. Outpoint him, piece him up from range. I hope not. Anthony Hernandez, Sean Strickland, great main event. Eli Nelson, welcome to the chat. Hope you're well. Hope you enjoyed the night of fights. UFC 325. Did I think Lopez won any rounds tonight? Oh, yeah. We were talking about that just a few moments ago. Mr. Clemens Warner, if you're not caught up on this guy, Eli Nelson, there's no fucking way that Diego Lopez didn't take at least a round off of Volkanovski. He fucking dropped him and shredded his calves with low kicks. Diego Lopez did not win this fight, but he won some rounds. At least one. Bare minimum. 3-2 in my opinion. Nolan Moicano. I keep hearing this, productions. I don't think it's happening. I've heard that Tom Nolan says this is not happening. What I would like to see is Rufy step in. We talked about this a little bit earlier. Let's see if I have it. I might have lost it. But Rufy said he's going to be training with the fighting nerds again. Rufy said, I'm going to get back in there with the fighting nerds. Quick turnaround. A month? A month and a week? You got 5 weeks? Get in there against Moicano? Catchweight bout maybe even? Do it. You want to be a big fan favorite? You want to be a superstar? You fight all the time. You get finishes every time you fight. That's how you fucking do it. Alex Pereira is not a star because he's some great personality. Now, it's come to be known that he has got a good personality. You don't got to speak English. You got to get in there and fight all the time. You got to be a fighter. You got to get finishes here and there. Not every time. You want to be a star? You fight all the time. You want to be a superstar? You get in there and you fight and you get finishes all the time. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. But back to Eli, if he's still here, still kicking around, yeah. Lopez won some rounds. Didn't win the fight, but he won a round, at least one. And I don't think Tom Nolan's taking on Moicano. I think he has declined this. I think he has stated that he's not. Now, he could be leading us astray, could be lying to us, so you never know. But yeah. Melky Costa getting right back in there against Dan Ige. Ante Delia taking on the ice, I don't know, the fucking polar bear, some shit like that. I don't give a fuck about that fight. Chidi and Jokawani, Carlos Real, that's going to be a fun one. Jeff Neal versus Uros Medic at 170. Woo, banger. Got a little something spicy to that one. Zach Reese, Michelle Pereira, that's going to be a 30-second war. 30-second heater. Eli Nelson. I feel that Volk won round 4. Even though he got dropped just because he has a better chin, doesn't mean that he had the better shots damage in the round. I agree with this. I think, was it round 2 or 3 in which Volk was dropped? I think Volk was winning the round. And I think if the judges think that punch was significant enough, that could have swayed them. Could have swayed them. But man, Volk was doing a great job. Whenever Diego was dipping his head, he kind of does this where he gets low, right? And he was just timing it. Just straight down the middle, one shot at a time. I didn't like him following up with combinations because he was just leaving his chin wide open for Diego. And somehow, some way, Volk escapes every single exchange. He did a great job winning the exchanges, landing first. So I think we agree, unless I read that wrong, unless I just totally interpreted that entirely wrong. I don't think I did. So no, I'm with you. But I don't know. I'd have to rewatch it. And again, Eli, people out there saying the fight's boring. Again, take away the stakes, take away the fighters involved, the age, the power involved. I mean, the guys involved, right? The finisher that is Diego Lopez. Take everything away. Sure, I guess it was kind of slow. There wasn't a lot of back and forth. There wasn't a lot of damage on either guy. But the exchanges in the pockets were good. Volk was aggressive. Diego was tearing up his calves. I was entertained. It was tense. If it wasn't super entertaining, then it was very tense. Continuing on, UFC. Strickland Hernandez down in Houston. Jacob Smith, that's a good one to look out for, versus Seok Hyun Ko. He's a good one. Yadier Devaye, of course, coming off that controversial win over Isaac Dogarian. Jordan Levitt. Ramiz Brahimaj versus Punahele Soriano. That's got some underrated early prelim banger written all over it. And John Paul Labosiani versus Phil Rowe. Might not be too bad. Carly Judice. I'm a big fan of Carly Judice. I'll give her credit. Louisiana native. She goes in there, tries to get finishes. As for the other ladies' fight on the card, I don't really care. I think Carly Judice is going to absolutely destroy Juliana Miller. No other ladies' fights up the card, so that's good. That's good to see. No disrespect to the ladies. I mean, I appreciate they can make a living doing this, but whew, miss me with it. Unless it's a certain, Dakota Ditchfoot, Carla Judiz. I mean, Fatty McCline. Like, if you're young, you're hungry, you're trying to get finishes, I'll get behind you. Whoa, not literally. I mean, some of them I wouldn't mind, but back them up. Support them. Actually watch the fight. That's what I'm talking about. UFC Mexico City. End of February. Moreno, Astu, and Almabayev. I mean, what is this co-main event? I mean, maybe the greatest co-main event to ever be conceived in the UFC's history. Macy Jasson versus Eileen the Twerker Perez. Fuck that shit. Daniel Zellhuber, Bobby Green. It's intriguing. I like that. David Martinez, prospect on the come-up. Coming off a big victory. Victory? No, victory. Who was it? Rob Font. Yep. David Martinez versus Chito Vera. I believe that's a good step up. Eli Nelson. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Do all that shit if you'd like to. If not, just give me a sub. It sounds like I got a hardcore fan here. Sounds like Eli. Bit of a hardcore fan. Who do I think Dan Hooker fights next? Somebody that fought last week. Somebody that fought in the main event last week. Somebody that fought in the main event last week and lost. The Scouser himself is next for Dan Hooker. They've been going back and forth on Twitter, on Instagram, wherever they're doing it. Dude, the storyline's just building itself. Both coming off a loss, both looking to come back, both looking to get a win. They want Patty to be a star. They know Dan Hooker doesn't have the great grappling. Dan Hooker's always ready for a scrap, always ready for a war, always ready to throw down no matter who the opponent is. And hell yeah, if the UFC returns to London, returns to England somewhere in the summer, Dan Hooker gonna run this shit right back. Paddy Pimblett, Dan Hooker, run it. Run it. Both coming off a loss. Both kind of sitting about where they should be in the rankings, right outside the top 5, maybe right under that top 10. They're two guys I see that are on a very similar level now. If you can't take down and submit Justin Gaethje, we got some things to work on. Paddy Pimblett, Dan Hooker, massive fight, two big names. Let's do it. They got the beef going on right now. Do it. Edgar Chairez, Felipe Boons, Emanol Rodriguez coming off the Contender Series, Daniel Cormier, Protege, Kevin Borjas. This card's looking rough. Damian Penis versus Wes Schultz, 2 Contender Series guys. UFC 326, though. I'm liking the look of this one. At least the poster. Main card, though, we don't even have a co-main event, but we do have Caio Borralho and Reinier de Ridder. We do have Charles Oliveira and Max Holloway for the BMF title. One of the few non-title pay-per-views that you could put together. 2 of the biggest stars in the UFC. 2 of the biggest stars in UFC modern history. Massive followings. Both these guys fan favorites. Both these guys all-action fighters. I mean, what more could you ask for? Rob Font, Raul Rosas. Great step up for Raul Rosas. Good test for Raul Rosas. An older guy, Rob Font. Is he on the way out? Is he not? He's been proving otherwise. 135. We'll see if he can get put together. Of course, injuries last time held them both out. Gregory Rodriguez versus Bruno Ferreira. That's going to be a fucking banger if I've ever seen one. 2 guys just going to meet in the middle and throw hands. Cody Durden versus, I forget his first name, Taminden Burrell. That's a good little fight at 125. I mean, where can you go wrong with little flyweight scraps like Cody Durden and Taminden Burrell? I mean, these guys are good fighters. They're fun to watch. Cody Garbrandt versus Long Zhao. Ooh, poor Cody Garbrandt. They can't give him anything easy, can they? Dayar Nurzagoyazoi. Come on. Rafael Tobias going to run straight through this guy. Easy peasy. Sumadarji versus Jesus Aguilar. Another good 125. A little scrap there. Dante Johnson, prospect coming off the Contender Series, coming down in weight. Fighting at 185 against Dusko Todorovic. Another shorter, stockier guy, actually moving up a weight class. So coming down, moving up. Dante Johnson going to have a huge size advantage, I believe. Luke Fernandez Rodolfo Bellato, Luke Fernandez, 30 years old. Coming off the Contender Series himself. 15-second first-round knockout. Bellato. Might be time to cut this guy. The Oscar goes to Rodolfo Bellato. But Gaston Bolaños, Juice saying you. I mean, we got some loaded prelims. Some little hardcore bangers here. Some little hardcore snippets. Some little nuggets here for the hardcores. It's definitely a hardcore card, not a casual card by any means. Not a lot of big names, but some scrappers, some good fights. Not a lot of boring performers out there. What's after that? Emmett versus Vallejos. Big step up for Kevin Vallejos here. Josh Emmett on the wrong side of 40. Kevin Vallejos, methodical, pressure. Can't not let Josh Emmett connect on the chin. He lets some guys get into the fight, but of course we saw what he did against Giga Chikadze. Just absolutely ran through him when the moment arose. Brad Tavares, Eric Anders. That might be right at 185. Umar Sy versus Ian Kutalaba. See if Ian Kutalaba can drag Umar Sy into a dirty, nasty fight. Chris Curtis, Mick Tybeck, oral by. That's a random fucking fight right there at 170. Vitor Petrino, Steven Asplund. The big boy. He's back. Chubby Tits is back. Can't wait for Asplund to return to the cage. Elijah Smith versus Su Young Yu. That's a good one. Luan Lacerda versus Randy Nakamura at 135. That's going to be a fun little one. Marwan Rahiki versus Harry Hardwick. Okay. Hardwick brothers getting back in there. Two ladies fights. Be a Mosquito. Dude, this is a good Apex card. What's going on here? Why are they cooking on the Apex cards? Bruno Silva, Loner, Kavanaugh. Ooh. Who does Ilya Taporia fight next? Well, if he's still going through his divorce, if he's still distracted by all that shit going on, Justin Gaethje, because he doesn't even need to train for it. Probably going to dispatch of him very easily without question. Ilya Taporia should be fighting Justin Gaethje. Interim belt, unify the belts. Let's get it done, over with. Arman Sarukian, he can either fight Ilya next and wait out for it, or he's going to fight Max Holloway, Charles Oliveira. So I predict it'll be Justin at the White House. I think that's totally possible. It looks like the timetable working out in Ilya's favor there. Might get on the White House card. That would be pretty big. I mean, Ilya's arguably one of the biggest stars in the UFC, so I say why not? But I'd like to see Arman. I think Gaethje and Pimblett with that slop fest last week, entertaining as hell, but Arman, Max, Charles, Ilya, wash both of them on the same night. All four of those guys are better than Gaethje Pimblett. All four of them better. Way better. Oh, they're returning to London in just a few months. Can Patty make the quick turnaround? I don't think so. He took too much damage. Took way too much damage. Roman Dolidze, Christian Leroy Duncan. That's going to be a fun one at 185, huh? Aggressive Roman Dolidze versus a crafty Christian Leroy Duncan. Mason Jones, Axel Sola. Axel Sola coming out of Aries. Mason Jones coming out of Cage Warriors. A little bit of a regional battle there between the Welsh and the French. Iwo Baranowski, he's coming back against Austin Lane. I mean, if I've ever seen a layup, there it is for you. The Pink Panther, the nerd, Curtis Campbell taking on Danny Silva. Coming off the Contender Series. Let's see if we can get this done. See if another Scouser can get a victory. Adesanya Piper, end of March. Seattle, Washington. Oh, no. What is this? Oh, no. Is this a good fight between a legend and an up-and-coming guy? And then the ladies fights right before it? No, thank you. Tai Tuibora. Oh, my God. Tai Tuibora. No. Marcin Tybura versus Walter Walker on the card. Is he going to snatch up another leg? Maybe so. Michael Chiesa, Carlston Harris. Please retire Michael Chiesa. I saw the interview with Ariel Helwani. Everything's lining up perfectly for him. Retire, win, lose, or draw. Please do it. Charleston Harris, he's the kind of guy you can still get a win against. Even this late in the game, even this old Michael Chiesa, this version of him, this guy can beat Carlston Harris. Mansour Abdul Malik, another hot prospect taking on Yusri Belgari. These guys are going to throw down in the middle of the cage. Nope, I'm just kidding. Mansour Abdul Malik, absolute freak of nature. This guy's a hell of an athlete. Going to look for the takedown, or at least I would. Zhu versus Barboza. Almost said Mauricio. Marcio Barboza, 17-2, also coming off the Contender Series, if I'm correct. Yep, he is. Big knockout over Damon Wilson a couple months back. Chase Zuber, Lance Gibson, local guy Lance Gibson, good for him getting a shot here. Navo Sterling, Bruno Lopez. Navo Sterling still 8-0, working his way up the ranks slowly. With Islam supposedly only having 2 fights left, do you think the super fight with Ilya will happen? Depends on who's next for him. Ilya could be next for him. Ilya could move up to 170. I sure as hell hope not. I'm hoping that Ilya fights him, but man, I really have my doubts. I really am not confident in that in Eli. Not at all. I'm not confident in that at all. I sure hope it does, man. I try not to think about it not happening, if you get what I mean. I try to just hope and pray and plead that that fight happens at 155. They're not going to do it at 155. It's not going to be a fair fight at 170. So to be honest, if it doesn't happen, I'll be less upset because I don't want it to happen at 170. So it's just unfair. Ilya's small for 155. Ilya's short for 145. And he's going to move up to 170 and fight Islam Makhachev? Oh, no, man. I mean, I'm dying to see it. I won't be upset if it gets made at 170, but, like, it's not fair, dude. It's not going to be fair. Alrighty. Nobody else looks like they're coming to the press conference. So I don't know. That might be a wrap for us. Might be a wrap for us. Eli, Productions, anybody else out there, drop your final comments, concerns, questions for me. Otherwise, we're going to call it a night. Earlier night than it usually is. That hour extra from the Paramount card, or from ESPN to now the Paramount card, has given us that extra hour. No longer starting at 8, 9, 10 o'clock, but even earlier, the main card. Have you seen Connor's new training video? Nope. Maybe I did a couple days ago. Should we find it? I'm sure you saw it. If you're asking about it, you probably saw it. I either missed it or saw it and didn't give a fuck about it because it's Conor McGregor and I don't really care. If he returns, he returns. I'm going to be fucking hyped. I'm going to be excited. If it's on the White House card, even better. But do I really give a shit about what Conor McGregor is doing on a daily basis? No disrespect to you, Eli, but I don't give a fucking rat's ass about what Conor McGregor is doing on a daily basis. I don't give a fuck what he's doing in training. Unless he looks shredded, ready to go at 145 or 155, I don't give a shit what that guy's doing in the gym. It's all smoke and mirrors. It's promotion. It's marketing. Sign the fucking paper. Get in the cage. I want to see a poster. Then I'm hype. Then I'm ready. Then we'll go. Then the Mac is back, baby. So, yeah. Once we start talking about Conor McGregor, isn't that probably time to close it up shop? Close up shop. See, I can't even get my words right. You know, it's getting too late. Brain's not working right. It's probably time to close up shop when you start talking about Conor McGregor returning, okay? If I could find the footage, if I had it on hand, I'd show it for you all. But no, I don't. Unfortunately, we don't have Conor McGregor, but I do have with me one of the men that has defeated Conor McGregor twice. Twice in combat. Yep, Dustin Poirier is with us. Israel Adesanya, very proud of his boys from down under. That's right, his head is completely backwards. He's got eyes in the back of his head. He's that good of a striker. He's proud of his boys for getting it done down under. And then now Sean O'Malley finally, of course, amputee Sean O'Malley. We saw him at UFC 324 walking back to the press conference with a boot on, injured ankle, injured foot somewhere along the lines. Now, unfortunately, had to get amputated. Sucks to be Sean O'Malley, but that'll do it for me. Shout out to Eli for asking some good questions. Sounds like a real hardcore fan. Don't forget, guys, like, share, comment, subscribe. Let's get this thing going. Let's keep these numbers pumping up. Let's bump those numbers up, as the great Matthew McConaughey once said. But I hope you enjoyed the fights tonight. Volkanovski is your victor. UFC 325 is in the books. You guys let me know in the comments after the fact how you thought this entire card went from top to bottom, what your favorite fight was. Which fight do you think deserves fight of the night? Which was your favorite finish of the night as well? Love to hear it after the fact. Maybe right now. Maybe we'll squeeze in a couple more before we close out the show. But that's going to be it for me. You guys enjoy the rest of your evening. If you're still awake, maybe it's the next day for you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hope you enjoyed the fights. Like I said, hope you enjoyed watching Volkanovski put on a masterclass performance over Diego Lopez. The guy retains at 37 years old. How the hell is he doing this at featherweight? I don't know. Don't have any answers for you. But I guess that's why I'll leave you at that. You guys have a great night. Be safe out there. Do something positive. Let's change the world, man. Let's change the world. Anyway, that'll do it for me. That'll end it. We're going to have a good one. I'm going to have a good one. I'm going to get some rest. You're going to get some rest. Maybe you'll continue working throughout the rest of your Sunday, Monday, whatever it is. I'll see you guys again very soon. Of course, fight streams whenever I can. Real life gets in the way sometimes. But until then, I'll see you guys next freaking time. Okay?